So, those of you who want to read more, you should read this text called Great Stages of the Path. There are three volumes in English. Okay, so the second volume has all the details. And the outline is as you have got, one page outline. So that's the outline. So in this book, the fifth Dalai Lama says, when he starts this teaching on the law of karma, he says, meditation on action and their fruits, which is the root of all the happiness and goodness. See, look at these points carefully. He says that meditation on action and their fruits, which is the cause for everything that is good, and happy. So the source, this meditation on action and result, is said to be the source for long-term happiness and goodness. Because if you sow the positive seeds, you will get positive results. If you sow the negative seeds, you will have the negative results. So there lies the cause for your long-term happiness and peace. And I have briefly spoken about how important this precious human life is, how difficult it is. I have also explained that even though we have obtained this precious human life, but this life is impermanent, transient, anything can happen anytime. And when you die, you do not disappear into nothingness. You will continue. What life you will continue is very much dependent upon in what area you are habituated, positive or negative. If you have been habituated with positive things, positive result. If you have been habituated with negative things, negative result. So it's important, these topics you meditate. Those people who do meditation in a very detailed way, then for days, sometimes for months, they meditate on just one topic, preciousness of human life, how it is. They think, until they develop conviction. Likewise, they spend a long time thinking about impermanence, how it is, so that you are really able to develop a strong conviction. Okay? You need to develop conviction. So even if you have some little bit of understanding on preciousness of human life, on impermanence, on suffering, but if you do not know the essence of doing Dharma practice, the essential points of doing Dharma practice, then in the name of doing Dharma practice, you will say that I am doing Dharma practice, I need this facility, I need food, clothing. Again, you also will make the same demand like ordinary people. Then again there may be no contentment. And when you are in pursuit of all these facilities without contentment, then you end up committing all the mistakes. Much of the mistakes, wrongdoings that we commit is because of desire. When you have this desire and attachment, then you need to run after so many things. And while running and trying to get those things, you will encounter obstructions. You will encounter hindrances. And then you have to wrestle with those hindrances, obstructions, fighting with those people who are obstructing your success and so forth. So in this way you end up accumulating a lot of negative karma or wrongdoings. So So in this way your practice will not be very pure. And even in the case of those people who are able to make a little bit sacrifice of their name, fame, food, clothing and so forth, but still, those three related to bodily requirements, that is food, clothing, name and fame and so forth. But still your mind may be controlled by the other 7 non-virtuous actions, the verbal and the mental and so forth. So again your practice may not be so pure. And in this way if you die, then again you will have to encounter the fruits of such negative actions. So therefore the first thing that you need to do is to clearly understand your present situation, who are you, what you are doing. You're doing the right thing or the wrong thing? Is there any area that you need to correct and change and become better? So self-checking is the most important thing. And when you reflect in this way, then you will find, according to the Buddhist teaching, it says, for example, when you are sitting in a very hot climate, then suddenly a very cool breeze comes in, like this one, it's coming from here. And when the wind touches us, air touches us, it's very soothing, cool and soothing. So even this feeling of peace when you get this cool breeze, even this is related to your past karma. Even this is related to your past karma. And then sometimes when you're walking, your feet is pricked by a thorn and you get some pain, problem. That also is related to having done something wrong in the past life. So therefore in this life, if we look carefully, that the fact that you have obtained this precious human life clearly shows then in the past life you really did really wonderful thing. You did really something good. It's very difficult to obtain this precious human life. So having obtained this precious human life indicates that you really did something big, something good in the past lives. So rejoice. So therefore the Buddhist teaching says, if you want to know what was your past life, you should check the present life. When you check the present life, oh, you are not a dog, a human being. So that clearly shows that in the past life you did something great. Now if you want to know what will be your future life, then it says check the state of your mind now. When you check the state of your mind right now, if the thing that is coming in your mind is all the bad things, then it's quite sure or indicative of negative rebirth, not so good rebirth. If your mind is filled up with good things, positive qualities, then it's again sure that you will have a positive rebirth. So in this way you can judge. In this way you can judge. And then depending upon whatever emotions you are finding, if it is a positive one, nurture it, cultivate it, cherish it. Then if it is a negative one, try to abolish it and get rid of it. And then likewise, you can see that even if you are born as a human being, still you will have certain features which are not so good. Like for example, even if you are born as a human being, you are always not well and sick. You are not getting enough food. Many people suffer like that. So this we call, as you can read in the outline, this is we say that the projecting karma was good. The one that projected your life was good. The projecting karma was good. but the completing karma was not good, bad.
Can you please
Completing, projecting karma. Okay. Projecting karma means the karma which is responsible to project you into this life, to throw you into this life.
Okay.
When that was good, therefore you are born as a human being. But the completing karma was not good. So therefore, even though you are born as a human being, but you lack so many things. You are poor, you very often you get sick and things like that. Okay? So similarly, in the case of the dogs, you can see that in the case of the dog, for example, which is there in your home, most of the homes have dogs, So their projecting karma was bad, negative karma, therefore they are born as a dog. But the completing karma was good, therefore you are able to enjoy in a nice house, The owner feeds you, looks after you. So therefore the completing karma was good. So there is two ways of knowing the karma, projecting karma and completing karma. And likewise, in terms of karma, there are some powerful karmas. One powerful karma could project many lives. And one weak karmas, one powerful karma could project many lives, and many small karmas, the power of many small karmas together project one life. That is also there. Just like, for example, if many people who are poor, they cannot sponsor a big teaching or make big offering, but they can together, provide the needed facility to sponsor a big teaching or things like that. But if it is rich, one person can sponsor the whole thing. So something like that. Another important thing that we need to reflect upon is, if we look at our present state, provided if there is a choice, provided if we can choose, then you will choose not the peace and happiness of this present life. Certainly if you are able to choose, if somebody says, do you want to enjoy the peace and happiness of human life, or the peace and happiness of the God, or celestial being, something, higher, then you would immediately say, I will choose the happiness and peace of the celestial beings. Celestial beings. God or celestial being, whatever you call it, the higher happiness and peace. So that kind of wish to have higher happiness is there with all of us, as I said earlier also. Then in terms of suffering, you are unable to tolerate even a small suffering, even a bite of a mosquito. You feel uncomfortable, you are not happy with that. So with this, what you need to know is, since I have this wish to get the highest happiness, not being able to tolerate a small minor suffering, in case, because of my wrongdoing in this life and many lives, in case if I am born as a being in the hell, will I be able to tolerate that suffering? Right now you are not able to tolerate even minor problems, minor difficulties. We are becoming more and more impatient, you see. So if this is the state right now, if I born in a very negative state, not only future life, in this life also, because of your wrongdoing, you could land up into big problem, you see. So something like that. Sometimes you talk just about the future and the hell and so forth. People think, what is this? People may not understand it. So, but we'll understand if I say that right now you are not able to tolerate even a small problem. But if you continue to live in this bad way of life, then very soon you might get into big problem. So is it reasonable to think like that? Yeah, it is reasonable. One has to be careful. I have to be careful, because if I do these things, For example, if I engage into drug dealing or whatever, something bad, you can get into big problem, you see. So then will you be able to tolerate it? Will you enjoy it? No. So like that. So what the text is saying is, given your present experience and situation, you should think that in the future, if you want happiness, long-lasting happiness and peace, which you want, how to cultivate it? Because this is what you want. Since you do not want to encounter any, even small, minor problem right now, so you would make sure that you will not land into big problems in the future. This future of this life itself and the future lives. Yes?
I don't understand. It's a paradox, no? Because we are living here and now. So
Yeah.
why not referring here and now?
Yeah, referring. That's why I'm saying, take this life example. Take this life example. For example, this is not paradox. For example, have you gone to a university?
To what?
Have you studied in a university?
Yes.
Why did you study in a university?
Why?
Yeah, why did you study?
To have a profession?
Why you want a profession? So if if you keep on asking this question and answering like this, then you at the end of the day you will say, so that in the future I will get a good job. See? Nobody will say, why I talk about the future profession, future job. I just think about this today. Nobody will say, I will care only today. Why should I care about tomorrow? Nobody will say. Okay? How you should prepare for tomorrow is very much dependent upon how you prepare today. Based on your experience. That today in this way I want, in this way I don't want, so tomorrow also I want this way, not that way. So that's what I'm saying. The future, the rest of your life or the future lives. Taking this life's experiences as an example, you prepare for the future. So out of this, there are so many negative actions to talk about, but normally in Buddhism we talk about the 10 non-virtuous actions. Are you all familiar with that? 10 non-virtuous actions. That means any action you do, positive, negative, it can be done only through 3 ways, 3 doors. Either speech or body or mind. There's no other outlet. We call it doors, 3 gateways. Just like this way. Either we go this way or that way. There's no other door, So like that. 3 doors. So out of these three doors, in terms of refraining from negative emotions, there are so many. But out of this, let us talk about some more obvious and grosser level of non-virtuous actions which we can understand, which we can start practicing. So that means stop committing the 10 non-virtuous actions, which are physically killing. Number 1, killing physically. Related to the body, number 1, killing. Second, stealing. Third, sexual misconduct, adultery. Verbally, 1, telling lie. 2, divisive talk. Divisive talk means you go between different people. Oh, he's saying bad things to you. Oh, she's saying bad things to you.
Gossiping?
Not gossip.
דיבור מפלג, דיבור שמסכסך.
Yeah. Divisive talk. Yeah. Third, harsh speech. Fourth, gossip. Then mentally, again 3. First, covetousness. Covet. That means
Hamdanut.
Handinut. He said something like this. Wishing that I get his or her property, things like that, Then, second, harmful intention. Harmful intention. Harmful intention. Third, wrong view. Wrong view. Wrong view. So out of this, the first, killing, you easily understand. Killing any kind of sentient beings. And also abortion. One has to be very careful about that also. Abortion also. If it's already formed as a human being, then you kill it, destroy it, it's also killing. Now killing, just as you do not like other people kill you, life is precious for everybody. So therefore killing is one of the most bad karma, negative karma, and that you can easily understand. Now with killing also there, as I briefly mentioned earlier, there are different ways of doing all these things. If you want to kill somebody, then first you develop very strong wish that I will kill that person. Motivation, strong motivation. Then you prepare, whether you bring a gun or a poison, whatever, You prepare. Then you actually engage in the killing. Either you will kill yourself or you will send somebody to kill. Not much difference. Then finally when you have killed that person, then you rejoice. Done a good job. Wonderful. So I have eliminated him, So that, if you do the preparation, the actual, the conclusion, everything is strong, then it's a very strong negative karma. But if you do not have the motivation to kill, but suddenly you fight with somebody, get angry, use knife, it also happens. There was no planning, you see. So then all the factors are not there, it may be a little bit lighter. Or sometimes you kill, you have no motivation to kill, but because on the spot you got angry, killed somebody, then after you realize, big mistake, and then you regret, try to purify it, it will be lighter. So depends, sometimes motivation is there, actually is not there, sometimes actually is there, motivation is not there, sometimes the actual motivation is there, actual killing is there, then the conclusion, rejoicing is not there. So depending upon whether all the factors are complete or not, the karma will be different in terms of their heaviness and lightness. So this you should apply with all other actions. Okay? And sometimes when you want to kill somebody, your motivation is to kill a person, say John, but you mistake John to John to Paul or somebody. And if you kill Paul, then what happens?
Maybe you regret.
The killing is there, but the motivation to kill Paul is not there. So it happens, in different ways. Okay? Yeah.
If the motivation is considered to be, what if the motivation is considered to be a right motivation, like a serial killer that is sentenced to death?
Huh?
Like a serial killer
Yeah.
that is now sentenced to death.
Yeah.
And there is someone that is executing it and killing it.
Oh, that kind of killing. That kind of killing. Yeah.
When the motivation is...
So there's as I said, that the motivation is that he did not have this feeling of anger or hatred probably, but for a good cause he may be killing. So it depends what kind of motivation he has. But then one motivation definitely is that he wants to kill that serial killer so that other people do not suffer. So theoretically, said to be a good job. At the time of the Buddha, at the time of the Buddha, the Buddha was traveling with, I think, 500 or something merchants in a ship to go to the sea and collect precious jewels and gems. Then on the way he realized that there was one person there among these merchants who was plotting to kill all the other merchants so that he is able to get all the jewels and gems that they have brought with them. So Buddha knew about this. Then he decided to kill this one person who was plotting to kill the 500 people. So in fact he killed that person. And by killing that person he was able to save the life of 500 people. So therefore you have killed somebody, so it has its own negative result. But comparing to the good deed that he has done, that killing was much, much lighter. So that kind of stories are there.
So what about war?
Huh?
What about killing during war?
So that depends on the motivation, as I said. Like for example, if you are really, your motivation is really good to eliminate somebody who is really killing so many people in a war or whatever, if you try to eliminate that person, then similar like this story. But if your killing is simply out of arrogance, out of anger, out of hatred, then that killing is again bad, of course. Yeah. So we cannot say in general, depends upon who is doing what and what motivation, so many things. Yeah.
My question is, if I was meant to kill John, I don't have a good motivation, but I just don't like him, and I killed Paul by accident. It still doesn't matter in terms of karma, right? Because I had a bad motivation, and I had the action of killing.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter if I kill John or Paul, right?
It matters because you will not rejoice.
Oh, the rejoice.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
It matters.
Right.
Because you say, oh, I made a big mistake. I did not kill John, I killed Paul.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah. Now you all have started attacking me. Attack! Yeah, please come.
There's some element which I miss here, I'm not sure what it is. Let's say that a terrorist absolutely believes that he's doing a good thing for his people by bombing the Twin Tower.
Yeah.
And he's a very generous person. He's willing to invest money and even his life. And he believes that this is the only way to do good for his people. His motivation is he feels that he's wrong. So as a pilot in a war, he might be wrong, but he believes that he's doing it for the good of his country. Even if he doesn't enjoy killing people, he believes that he's doing the right thing, very generous thing. What is the element which makes it a wrongdoing, creating a very negative karma?
Now that's not only peculiar with this killer or who destroyed the Twin Tower. All of us think we are doing good things. That's the problem, you see. We may be in the wrong, we may be doing the wrong thing, but we are so habituated with those things. We always think, I'm right, you see. Look at the situation in a family. First, the wife or husband, they will say, oh, we love each other so much, I can die for him or for her. You say all these things, oh, I can die for my children, whatever, you say all those things. But if there is a disagreement and fight among the family members, everyone will say, you are wrong, I am right. At the end of the day. Of course, occasionally you might agree, okay, I'm sorry, I'm wrong.